I would have never thought we'd have relevant beef in Siege in the year of 2024, almost 2025, but here we are, and it's actually a decently interesting situation, as you can tell by the title, between Jynxzi and Stompn and Ooziie. Basically, all the background knowledge you need to know is that Jynxzi and Stompn are console players, and Ooziie is a PC player. Ooziie played in one of Jynxzi's most recent Roller Sunday tournaments, and played pretty poorly, even though people had high expectations of him since he was playing in a console tournament as a PC player, and a really good PC player at that, which should give him a massive advantage over everyone. But yeah, he wasn't really playing his best Siege, and in case you haven't seen the viral TikTok clip yet, here's Jynxzi talking about it.
Look, I'm just going to point out the difference. I don't care, I said it. Last week we played with Ooziie. Ooziie was not doing this shit. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
Ooziie was like just selling, bro.
Damn, Ooziie.
Wait, Ooziie sold, bro? I don't care, I said it. I don't care. Ooziie had like 2 games with negative KDs, bro, in console lobbies.
So yeah, Jynxzi was literally just calling out Ooziie out of the blue for sucking, which is low-key lame by Jynxzi in my opinion, and I don't want to get into too much of the logistics of these roller tournaments. It's not really all that important, but it's not much of a secret that Jynxzi really isn't all that insane at Siege anymore. Obviously, he's a great player, much better than me, and he's a legit champ, but he's levels below a player like Stompn or even Ooziie, and is more so doing content like this, like these tournaments, for the exposure and, you know, well, the content side of things, rather than playing for his pure skill level, if that makes sense. So right off the bat here, Jynxzi comes off as very hypocritical, considering he is typically the one who is outplayed in these games, and Ooziie definitely is going to fire back with this exact thought. Here's what he responds to Jynxzi with on stream.
That's definitely a stretch, bro. That's definitely a stretch, bro. That actually is a stretch. Coming from Jynxzi, that's a stretch, bro. This guy literally sells. This guy goes 1 in 10. Bro, I'm capped on 144 Hz with input lag. Yes, okay, yes. That's a bad excuse. I'm still on PC. Well, I get it. It's a sell. Yeah, I played poorly. But there's a difference between selling and playing bad. I was playing bad. I was not selling. Jynxzi, once again, did nothing. Every time I got a kill, or Stompn got a kill, oh my god, let's go! And then for 30 seconds, fucking screaming in the mic, bro. Jynxzi screams in the mic after someone gets a kill. And then nobody can reset. They don't know fundamentals. They don't double up. They don't play refrags. They don't play the other side of the map. Bro, all they do, they play on the opposite side of the map as their team. Jynxzi or Stompn tries to walk in. One of them dies. Chalk it, dude. Chalk it. Let's go to the next map. Chalk it, dude. Like, their excuses are terrible, and they're shitty teammates. Like, there's a reason why Kino literally... Bro, Kino went like 1 in 10, bro. He says the most miserable time he ever had because all Stompn and Jynxzi do is bitch, bro. They're dog shit at the game, and they have terrible egos. Stompn doesn't know how to play the game. Jynxzi doesn't know how to play the game. Stick to clip farming. Deadass. Stick to clip farming. That's what you're best at.
I think Ooziie definitely makes some good points here, and he's clearly had a nerve struck by Jynxzi, which is probably understandable considering Ooziie is a competitive dude naturally, so he fires back and is going to strike a nerve basically in the whole console community of Siege players. Ooziie definitely starts to make some excuses, which I don't know, I don't really think they matter here, but you know, the heart of his argument is basically just to say that Jynxzi and Stompn just complain and are impossible to play with, and he's kind of extending that to the wider console Siege community, and is saying they just scream in the mic, they have no fundamentals, they, you know, all of these things. And this has obviously been a topic of discussion for quite some time now, with talking about this quote-unquote console pro league, and do console players have what it takes to compete with PC pros, and even the discussions about Stompn going pro when he turns 18. So it's clearly been relevant. It's clearly just hitting a tipping point right here. And there's a bunch of Twitter replies that are not very happy with Ooziie as expected. I'm not going to take sides with either, but it is pretty evident that PC players, they just hate to admit to a console player being good. I mean, I'm a console player, like I said, I don't want to take sides, but hopefully the PC players out there will be able to admit that there is, you know, there's definitely some ego stuff going on there. You know, Ooziie saying Stompn isn't good is just purely unfair. Like, I understand saying it about Jynxzi because, like I said earlier, he really isn't in his prime anymore. Jynxzi has no right to be saying that Ooziie sucks, but Stompn is absolutely ridiculous, and I think Ooziie knows that deep down. The beef took to Twitter eventually, mostly just between Ooziie and Stompn over these last few days, and Ooziie is clearly over it and trying to be mature, which I respect, But the Jynxzi community is an absolute different breed, like the closest thing to a cult. So of course he's been getting attacked, and I feel bad because he's just trying to enjoy his Christmas. But yeah, I mean, like both sides are definitely wrong in their own ways. I think Jynxzi sparking this all on stream was pretty shitty to start off with, and Oozie's response was definitely justified, but he allowed for emotion to take over a little more than he should have, and said some stuff that has Stompn and other console players pretty pissed off about. I mean, I know I talked about PC players and their egos earlier, and it's only fair to talk about console players because by no means are they perfect at all. Console players are entirely inferior to PC players, no doubt. I'm a console player, like I said, I'll be the first to tell you that. And that doesn't mean that console players can't be incredible at Siege, you know? But the best console player in the entire world would get ragdolled by the best PC player. And to be honest, Stompn would probably lose to a random high-end PC champion in a 1v1 just because the ceiling on PC is that much higher, which isn't the fault of console players, that's just how it is. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of hypocrisy on both sides here. Ooziie is saying that all Jynxzi and Stompn do is complain and they don't know how to actually play competitively. Stompn replies saying that it's entertaining, which is what people want to see, and I totally agree with that. And if you wanted to actually watch the best players in the world, then you would be watching Pro League instead of a Jynxzi stream, which is 100% factual. Like I said, I totally agree with that. But in this context, it is coming off as hypocritical considering Jynxzi was calling out Ooziie for not playing like a pro in this tournament. So which is it? Is it supposed to be players going cracked out of their minds in these tournaments for entertainment? Or is it the content and clip farming that happens within the tournaments that's supposed to be the entertainment? You know, if that makes sense, I don't know. It's just honestly, for the lack of a better word, toxic, looking at it from the outside by the console players. Because if you know Ooziie at all, if you've watched him in the slightest, you know that he's a chiller and just super unproblematic in the community. And, you know, here comes Jynxzi and Stompn taking shots at him for really no reason, for playing bad in a tournament, and then trying to say that it's just a console tournament to justify it, like they weren't the ones complaining. I don't know, it seems a bit off if you ask me. And, you know, there are discussions that have been in circulation for years now, really this whole debate in general regarding console versus PC. I don't know why it always needs to be divided and polarized, but it's always interesting when it comes up, in my opinion, especially in this scenario between three people who are literally some of the most relevant people in the entire Siege community. Jynxzi, everyone knows at this point, he's been the top dog forever, and he's brought Stompn up to the top with him. He's, you know, Stompn's pretty much solidified himself as one of the best console players in the world, and Ooziie has always done his own thing, but there's no denying that he is one of the best Siege players in the world, period. I mean, he's technically a pro, which is just insane, so he clearly just had some bad games in the roller tournament. It happens to everyone, whatever. That's not even the point. It shouldn't even be a big deal. But I don't know, it seems like it was kind of blown out of proportion recently by the console players. But I am recording this currently on the morning of the 26th, so this is as far as the beef goes for now. There hasn't been any other responses. It still remains unresolved as far as I know, so I'll be sure to let you guys know if anything else productive comes from this situation. But definitely an interesting scenario that has the community divided, and so I, of course, want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Is it just a misunderstanding? What are your thoughts overall? And besides for that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.